of course, I'm at the lake, and there's Nilla, and I'm 40. I'm going to step away from the lake a little bit. Actually, I'm going to look at this tree. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see it, but I got to keep an eye on my dog. I just wanted to say hi to everybody. So, if you're just tuning in, it's like a maze of branches. Nilla, say hi! Nilla! Okay. I'm 40. And it's different. That's how I'm going to describe this. It's different because, of course, we're not supposed to celebrate our day of birth when we're in the religion known as Jehovah's Witnesses. And I'm not even really doing anything today. I kind of thought about it, and I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but my dog is just having fun exploring. See, I'm even always a little nervous, like I gotta keep her on a leash, like I don't know if she's gonna come back. Well, guess what? She comes back. Nilla! Good girl. Good girl. See, that's what I'm talking about. Good girl. You can go explore. Thank you. Weren't we kind of just... Nilla! I'm going to pause this. Okay, I hope that the lake noise is tolerable. So that thing that just happened just now with my dog is kind of like the big illustration of me turning 40. That being, we were kept on this tight leash by Mother Watchtower because, I don't know, maybe Mother Watchtower was afraid we would run off into the woods and get killed. Or maybe Mother Watchtower was so insecure and narcissistic that it made her feel important to like hold all the leashes. I don't know. It's just an illustration, and if it works for you in your brain, great. But for me, what turning 40 represents is giving myself permission to explore off-leash. And everything's going to be okay. So I just wanted to share a couple thoughts. It's just kind of like, hey, this is 40. And since I made my last kind of slew of videos, I'm sitting on this log. It's like this tree is really cool. Life's been good, but there's been bumps. And I wanted to share a quick story of contrast. On Sunday, I went to the little non-denominational church I attend semi-regularly. And I was having some stress in my life, and my old personality of don't bother the pastor, don't bother people, just sit quietly and suffer in silence. I kind of was suffering, but that old personality of don't bother people crept in. And so I sat through the whole service. I was feeling a little sad, and then afterwards I saw the pastor packing up his guitar, and I went up to him and I asked if he would just pray for me regarding a specific situation. And I just kind of stood there like, just pray for me later in the day when you feel like it. And he said, well, can we pray for you right now? And I got a little emotional, and I'm like, okay. So we went in the back room. I'd never been in this back room. It's like a tiny little cubby of a room off the main stage, and it's their library. And it was real cozy and cute, and I went in this little room with 3 men, and they prayed over me. It was so healing and calming and peaceful. And in that moment, it was so clear because of the contrast of the behavior we thought was okay and normal when we were Jehovah's Witnesses, of that style of shepherding. So I just wanted to share that very quickly, but I had this very cathartic emotional release when I realized that a lot of the stuff I've been feeling and processing is that residual leftover Kool-Aid film that's still every day being like washed out, washed clean. Yeah, so that happened, and I guess the other thing I just wanted to share briefly, I don't really have a message for you today other than I just wanted to kind of share that today's my birthday with you, and this is me celebrating. I am in nature, and this is my party. I'm with my dog in nature at the lake, and this right here is my birthday party. And isn't it, I don't know if you guys used to see stuff like this, but I would go on like social media, Instagram and Facebook, stuff like that, and I would see elders and pioneers and people with positions post on their social media a picture of their kid, like a baby picture, and then like the present day picture of their kid, and they would say, oh, we're so blessed, little Johnny came into the world 10 years ago today. It's like, yeah, happy birthday, but oh, we don't say that. So if it's your birthday today, happy birthday, because like it says in Job 1, I believe it's verse 4, he went to his children's houses on their special day, like it's a special day. So I'm just sharing a piece of my special day with you, and I'm grateful for the new friends, some really amazing people who've come into my life at exactly the right time. It's like acupuncture. It's like human acupuncture. If you're unfamiliar with acupuncture, basically you go into an acupuncturist, they do a diagnosis. They check your tongue, they check your pulse, and they take an inventory of symptoms you're experiencing on not just the physical level, but emotional too. And then based on all of that information, they insert needles at specific points at the right time, and that input of energy either clears up stagnation or provides stimulation so that there can be the balanced flow of energy, neither too much nor too little. And one of the blessings of me putting myself out here like this on this creative outlet called YouTube is I've met some extraordinary people, some face-to-face, many just in like messenger conversations or texts. And I just want to say that you are all a beautiful collection of acupuncture needles, and may we all use ourselves with respect, compassion, kindness, patience, and love when we interact with each other. And one of my wishes, my birthday wish, is that all of us collectively in this community we call XJW, we all have unique gifts and talents, and we all use our voice in our own way. And I honor that. And we don't all have to do this thing called exposing high control religion the same way. I do it my way, somebody else does it their way, and that's okay. Because this is all about celebrating each other and life. So, to use the one other Hebrew word I know, l'chaim, to life, l'chaim, shalom. I forgot the other word, but shalom. Bye. Okay, one more thing, super quick. If you didn't watch the last video I posted entitled Jehovah's Witness Media Spokesman, we don't tell people to shun. Yesterday I had a impromptu, I was sitting on my couch and I was like, well, the full story is that when I found out I was going to be disfellowshipped, whatever, even though I'm not, I'm disassociated. When I found out that that was happening, I kind of went into like bulldog mode. And I was like, I'm not going to go down quietly. I was responding to their stuff. So I called a couple news stations to bring awareness. Like, that's what I am all about. Awareness. I believe that a person convinced against their will is a person unconvinced. And how do people convince themselves? Through research. You can't take shortcuts. So, long story short, there's a lot of mosquitoes in here. Long story short, I ended up calling my local newspaper and I left a voice message just stating, hi, my name's Allie. I was a Jehovah's Witness my whole life. I don't want to be one anymore, but the consequence of not being I think there's a spider on my neck. The consequence of not being a Jehovah's Witness is total ostracism and shunning. Now, most normal people are like, okay, if people are going to do that, oh my God, I think there's a spider. If people are going to do that to you, that's their choice, and move on with your life. And I agree with that. However, it goes a lot deeper. Like human rights, we all know the story. And if everybody had that attitude of, oh, just move on, who cares, they're gonna shun you, then we just enable this abusive behavior to continue unchecked. I believe in checks and balances. So I left this voice message with the local reporter, and she called back. And we had a lovely interview for like 2 hours. She also called and interviewed, I believe, at least 4 or 5 other people. And she called the headquarters and had a interview with Mr. Robert Hendricks. And so I Googled him and I saw him on this Houston interview, and I'm like, I want to call him, because the reporter said that all he kept saying over and over again was, we don't teach shunning. If people don't want to be Jehovah's Witnesses, that's their personal choice. She said the word he kept using over and over again was, it's their choice. It's their choice. Well, can anybody say doublespeak? Can anybody say George Orwell? Of course, that's what they say to the public. So I was sitting on my couch yesterday, and I'm like, let me try calling. So I called and I asked for Robert Hendricks, and the recording is the conversation that followed. So check it out, only because if you do have family who are shunning you, you can use the audio in that video to show your family, look, Bethel elders at the highest levels of this organization are literally saying right now that shunning is a personal choice. So use their words to your advantage. Let them own that. That's all I wanted to say. And have a great day. Bye. Okay, just kidding. It wasn't goodbye. You're seriously all going to be like, sign off already. Well, stop playing the video. Okay, I'm going to really keep this quick. So this morning, real time, I was doing some house cleaning, and my phone rang, and I picked it up, and it was a patron I know from the restaurant that I work at. And he said, turn on NPR right now. Watch, I think it's called A1 with something Johnson or whatever. It's on NPR, National Public Radio, A1. He's like, he's talking about cults, and they just mentioned, yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses are a cult, and they do all this mishandling and cover-up of child sex abuse. So why am I sharing this with you? This is what it's all about. Awareness protects the public. It's like a vaccination. It immunizes the public from the potential flu bug of watchtower that knocks on unsuspecting doors on Saturday mornings with lovely dressed people and smiles and book bags. And they think, oh, I would like a Bible study. But the more these messages are spoken and coupled with, this is the thing, it's like not only do you need people to speak it, but it also needs to be able to land. It's called resonance. And the world, not just about Jehovah's Witnesses, of course, Mormons, Scientology, go down the list, Hasidic Jew, all these high control groups, the public is not only aware, but they care, because we all are one. When one person suffers, we all, this is what I want to say. When one suffers, we all suffer. And that's why I care. And that's why I speak. Because it's altruistic. It serves me when the whole organism, meaning the globe, is spiraling up, not being controlled, not being manipulated. Because then we're all able to operate at higher levels. Okay, bye for now.